Hello, welcome to Talking Music. Chris Benson's here. And, well, Paul Coates Black now is about to review Def Leppard's brand new album, Diamond Star Halos. Now, I'm a bit uneducated on Def Leppard. Pour some sugar on me, and I'd struggle to think of another one. So I tell you what you have to do in the comments. Type in the songs that I need to look for on Spotify or YouTube and educate me. Tell me which songs I should go for first with Def Leppard. Let me explore their back catalogue. So give me some favourites of yours, and I'll report back on the YouTube comments. Anyway, over to Paul for his review of Diamond Star Halos. What did he think?
Good afternoon and welcome to Talking Music with me, Paul Coates Black. Thanks, Chris Benson, for asking me to do a couple of reviews for you. This is the second of them. So unlike usual, where we would often review something that may not be familiar, we'd take a look at an artist that isn't known to either us as the reviewer or generally you as the viewer. It's all about promotion. This time, it's not so much about promotion, it's just about taking a look at an album that's come out from a band that's been around for a long time. 45 years into their career, 12 studio albums later, Def Leppard are back. So Diamond Star Halos, the brand new album from Def Leppard, dropped last Friday, at the end of May, and it's fair to say it's a return to form. They haven't always sort of followed Def Leppard by numbers, but with this album they have. If you sort of think about Def Leppard in the 80s, particularly when you got to the third album Pyromania and the fourth massive album Hysteria, they definitely got their sound down. Adrenalize continue the same sort of style. Next couple of albums, Slang, Euphoria, X, they deviated a bit with it, and personally for me, and I think the same can be said for a lot of fans, it didn't work as well. So they then did Yeah, which was a covers album, looking at their heroes, sort of David Bowie, a bit of Queen, bit of ELO, bit of Susie Quattro, songs from the Sparkle Lounge. Again, another album that wasn't overly successful before the last studio album, which came out in 2015, which was simply self-titled Def Leppard, which again was very similar to Diamond Star Halos. True return to form, true return to the Def Leppard sound of the mid to late 80s. And the early 90s, and they're sticking with it again. So all the songs on the album, of which there are 15 tracks, are written by either Joe Elliott, lead singer, Rick Savage, bass player, and Phil Collin, the guitarist. The album itself is also features Alison Krauss, the country singer, who of course most recently has featured on she's done 2 albums so far with Robert Plant, and I believe he's playing Glastonbury later on this month with Robert Plant. So she duets on a couple of tracks, both excellent tracks. It would be interesting to know a bit more about that connection. Now, I know Def Leppard and Taylor Swift have a bit of a connection. She's a huge fan. Now, obviously, Taylor in the early days was a country music star, so whether that's a bit of a link up could be down to the management. Anyway, I've got the deluxe album version out of the album here. So in addition to the 15 studio tracks, there is a couple of extra tracks. One's an avant-garde mix, Goodbye for Good This Time, which features earlier on in the album, which has some fabulous Spanish sort of guitar sound from Phil Collin. And then the final track on the deluxe version is Lifeless, which again appears as a standard version on the album, but this is a Joe only version. So it's Joe Elliott, lead singer, singing plus playing acoustic guitar as he does do. It's a fabulous album. I've only listened to it the once, but straight away, it's not one of those albums that if you are a Leppard fan, if you're a rock music fan, you'll be happy with it. Definitely, it's Def Leppard by numbers. Definitely, it should be a good big success for them. They're currently on the road in the States. Hopefully, we'll get the chance to see them across in the UK at some point soon. They're currently touring the States with Motley Crue, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, and Poison. Of course, more recently, over the last sort of decade, they've been doing a lot of sort of tours with big bands, as well as sort of doing anniversary gigs. So a couple of years ago, they did a big anniversary gig around Hysteria to celebrate the 30th anniversary, not 30th, came out in 87, so 25th anniversary, some sort of anniversary. Anyway, they also did tours a few years ago with Whitesnake. So often they're doing a lot of these big multi-headed tours at the moment, but they've got a massive career in the States. Makes sense to do that. But it's equally great to see them back home, particularly if you can get to a gig in Sheffield where it's their hometown. Sav still lives there. Rick Savage, the bass player, both him and Joe Elliott, the lead singer, support different sides of the city in terms of football. So there's always a bit of camaraderie there. Usually at some point in the encore, they both come on wearing their respective football shirts. Me personally, I'm a Joe fan because I'm a Blade as well. But Def Leppard, Diamond Star Halos, came out at the end of May 22. Take a listen. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised if you are a non-converter, but equally you're going to enjoy it. It's a great album. See you soon.